That's some fine ring you're wearing.
Oh, my father gave it to me.
Oh, your father. So, you and Abie have known each other a long time, then?
Yes, we met in France. Oh, your son is a wonderful hero, Mr. Levy. Do you realize that?
Abie, my son, how can he be anything else?
We thought you about him, huh?
That's what I said. Miss Levisky, I'm glad to meet you.
Thank you.
Abie, we must ask Miss Levisky to stay this over.
I told you she would stay to dinner.
Oh, I don't want to get in trouble.
Oh, not at all, Miss Levisky. I'll go tell Santa. Excuse me. Levisky? Oh, Abel, the boy of the minor birthday.
Levisky!
Rosemary, you know, I just had to do it. I saw that he wasn't going to give himself a chance to like you.
I don't want him to like me. Levisky! Oh, St. Patrick! He didn't get to my first name. First thing you know, you'll be calling me Rebecca.
Shh, hear you.
I want him to hear me. I was never so insulted in my whole life. Oh, sure, Murphy's a grand name. Why did you have to go and tack and ski onto it?
What? If I told you your name was Murphy, you wouldn't have had a chance. It's our happiness I'm fighting for.
But he has to know someday that I'm Irish.
I have an idea.
If it's anything like the last few you sprung on me, I don't want to hear it.
Rosemary, dear, you love me, don't you?
Oh, baby, darling. The trouble, I do love you.
And you want our marriage to be a happy one.
It's going to be. I can see that much from here.
Well, don't let him think your name is Miss Murphisky, and then maybe Miss Murphisky can help him open his heart a little bit to Miss Murphy. See what I mean?
You mean I'm to let him think I'm Jewish until he likes me?
Yes.
Then maybe if he likes me, he'll sanction our marriage.
Oh, I'm sure of it. You know, when you married me this morning, you married me for better or worse.
This is the worst I've ever heard of.
Well, I do as much for you, and you know, your father's not going to be any easier.
Your father is enough trouble for the day. Don't even talk about my father.
That's what I say to you. Let's win over my father, and then when your father comes in from California, we'll have my father to win over your father.
You don't know my father.
That's not, oh, you're stupid. Don't let me interrupt. You go right ahead.
Of course, we need Mr. Fisky a little bit better.
I'll start off. Well, I'm glad today I found out one thing, that you're an actress.
Then I'm glad too.
What do you do for a living?
Nothing.
Oh, it's a great way to live. I don't believe in it.
Oh, my father would never let me work. Study.
Oh, your father, he has no money?
He's in business on the left coast, Dad.
What business is it? The floating?
Contracting.
Fisky? Contracting?
Contracting for clothes.
What?
Yes, contracting for clothes.
Oh, yeah, I know. Yeah. Look him up. Look him up. What Fisky? You know a lot about our father's business, baby.
Oh, I know what Mr. Fisky has told me.
Well, the floating is a good business. Hey, my father haven't you spoken to the neighbor for Miss Fisky?
Oh, I don't know.
Let me tell you, Miss Murphy. Never before has Abie had such a nice little George Doyle.
Is that so?
And you tell him, what's it, Rosemary? That's a funny name for a Jewish girl, Rosemary.
Why don't you tell that how you got married, Father?
What does he mean, got the berries?
Well, you see, Mr. Levy. You tell him, Abie.
Well, you see that. Her name is really Rosie.
Oh, Rosie, I thought so.
Yeah, Rosie Murphisky.
But by the berries.
Well, I thought Mary was such a pretty name, so I took it.
Give it back. It's a beautiful name, you don't need the rest of it.
If you say so.
If I say so. Hey, did you hear that? Hey, my son, I didn't think you had such good taste. Abie, your son never sent the ball, yes?
Yes. But you see, I live in California. I went home as soon as I came back from the war.
You visiting somebody here?
No, I'm staying at Pennsylvania.
The people?
Yes, the Pennsylvania Hotel.
Oi, such an expense! 80 feet, you go right down there, you get Mr. Whiskey's trunk right out of that place.
But Mr. Levy!
Oh, no, never mind. This is your New York home now, Rosie. I like you. I wouldn't have you staying in such a hotel.
But Dad, maybe Miss Murphy prefers to stay in a hotel.
Nonsense. She stays here because she can get some good kosher food. You like her?
I love it.
And there, see, she loves it. I'm going to let you go away from here. If they go next door, ask Mrs. Cohen if Mr. Cohen can come over. I want him to meet Rosie.
Should I ask Mrs. Cohen to come over too? You'd love her, Miss Murphy. She's a peach.
Yes, ask her to. She hasn't any appendix, but she's a nice mother.
She's been operated on.
Yes. 3 or 4 years ago, she'll tell you about it.
She tells everybody. You might as well get it over with.
Oh, I'd love to hear of operations.
What a long game. Lady,
Yes, sir?
don't hurry back. Joke, yes.
Dad, should I ask the Cohens to stay for dinner?
Oh, we're not celebrating anything. Christmas we're doing dinner, so not yours. I don't know how Abie ever kept you a secret for so long.
Oh, we were afraid you weren't going to like me.
Foolishness.
Abie wanted to tell you about me.
Abie is it?
Oh, after hearing you call him Abie, it just came natural.
Fine, that's fine. You keep it up. You keep calling him Abie. I like to hear you call him Abie. He's a wonderful boy, my Abie.
Indeed he is!
You like him?
Very much. Oh, he's a splendid man.
Well, I ain't a half of it. All by myself, I raised him.
I know. Abie told me his thoughts. His mother died when he was born. My mother died when I was born, too.
Your father, he raised you? Well, I can sympathize with him.
My father is a wonderful man.
Of course he is. Isn't his name Murphy? What did he say his name was? Voiceman?
Why, Solomon!
Solomon Murphy. I'd like to shake the hands of Solomon Murphy.
I wish you could. Mr. Levy, Abie gave me the key and told me to walk right in.
Mrs. Cohen, I want you to know Rosie Murphy.
Oh, Miss Murphy, I am glad to know anyone that is a friend of Abie.
Yes, won't you sit down, Mrs. Cohen? Make yourself homely. Won't you put on your furs?
Oh, no, thanks. I must be going in a few minutes.
You don't feel the good of it. What's the use of having boys if you don't feel the good of them?
I always wear something around me in the house. Ever since the operation, don't I, so?
Sure. Hey, just think, Mrs. Cohen, Abie and Rosie have known each other ever since the war.
Oh, we can blame a lot of things on the war, can't we? I hope you won't blame the war for me. Oh, what a nice, pleasant place. Did you go over?
That's how she met Abie.
Oh, you poor dear. What a lot of suffering you must have seen.
Abie was shot in the Argonne. He laid in the hospital for weeks.
Oh, I can sympathize with anybody in the hospital.
Your appendix was amputated.
No, Miss Murphy, it started with a little pain right here. Or does it here?
Make up your mind, Mrs. Cohen.
Come to think of it,
Don't think of it. Forget it.
I wish I could.
All right. It would be so much better for you.
That is just what Isaac always says, but I can't.
Isaac is Mrs. Cohen's husband. He'll be right here in a minute. You'll like him, won't you?
Oh, yes, he's just a husband.
Sarah can't hear the tall bell. She's so deaf. I better go. Stop that ringing. Can't you see I'm coming?
So, have you ever had an operation, Miss Murphy? No, not yet. Oh, then you've never had either? No. They had to give me 12 smells. I was in the hospital for 3 weeks. All by the time I had. Miss Murphy, you should know what I suffered when my appendix was out. But I thought you suffered while I was in. And out too.
He says Mr. Cohen will be over in just a minute.
Mrs. Cohen, would you give me the key before we go for dinner?
Oh, yes. Very thanks. Here it is.
Mrs. Cohen, won't you put off your furs?
Oh, I'm a sight.
Oh, we don't mind, do we, Mr. Fiske?
Oh, I'm a sight myself. I haven't combed my hair since morning.
Mrs. Cohen, won't you show Rosie up to the spare room, please?
Oh, I'll show her where it is.
You will not. Mrs. Cohen knows the house as well as we do.
Of course I do. Come along, Miss Murphy. I'm sure you feel as thirsty as I do. I would like to powder my nose and wash my hands.
You run along there, Rosie. Hey, come here. Come back. Oh, my boy, you're finally getting some senses.
Do you really like her, Dad?
She's a nice girl. Shorts and everything.
Yeah, Jewish.
How much money she got?
I don't know exactly. I know her father's comfortably fixed.
And your father is comfortably fixed, too.
What do you mean?
You like her, don't you?
Do I?
Who can help it?
Do you really like her, Dad?
She's a nice girl. Didn't I tell you when you brought home all those girls, those Christian girls, didn't I tell you, mate? Someday you was going to find a nice little Jewish girl. Didn't I tell you?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Aren't you glad you made it?
Well, I'm glad I waited for Rosemary.
Please don't call her that, Rosemary. She's Rosie.
Okay, Rosie. But it's the girl I like, not a religion.
Well, sure, you don't care, but I care. You'll have no shicksness in this family.
Well, you mean to say if she were Christian, you wouldn't like her.
Well, she isn't.
Ah.
Don't you people me.
I didn't mean it.
I don't be people.
All right.
No, sir. Positivism, umgegeisen. Was it as I shoot up? Well, what have you got to say for yourself?
There's nothing to say.
Don't argue with me. You finally find a nice little boy, Jewish girl, and you don't hang on to her?
I'm hanging on to her, all right.
Well, then, why don't you marry her?
Father, do I have your consent?
You want me to ask her?
No, I can do that.
Well, then, ask her. And if she says yes, I'll set you up in a nice business. What would you want?
Oh, I hate business. I play piano.
You've got to have a business if you're going to raise a family. Ask Rosie. She's got the common senses.
Say, Dad, don't mention anything about a family to Rosemary.
Didn't I tell you not to call her that Rosemary? She's Rosie.
It's Rosie, but just as well, not mention anything about a family to her.
What's the matter? She believes in the family, don't she?
I don't know. I haven't asked her.
If she don't after you're married, you can change your mind for her, right?
Let's not mention anything right now.
Sure. But we know, don't we?
Hello! Solomon!
Isaac, my friend, congratulate me! Congratulate me!
What's the matter? Has something happened?
You should ask me. You should ask me.
I am asking you. Abie, has someone died and left him some money?
Money, money, money. There are more important things than money.
Well, don't keep me in suspenses.
Go ahead, boy. You got it.
There's nothing to say yet.
How is there nothing to say? You're going to ask Rosie to marry you, ain't you?
Yes.
Yeah. Not a big deal.
Rosie. Who is this Rosie?
I think you should see Abie's Rosie. Such a hair, such a teeth, such a thing. Oh, son of a... Hey, that Schlamir! He's known her ever since the war. They should be married and have the children by now. Shh. Don't you shush me.
Where is this Rosie?
She's upstairs with Mrs. Cohen.
Isaac, I love that girl. She's a fine wife for my son, and that wolf, he molested her.
Well, control yourself, Solomon. If Abie hasn't asked her, maybe she won't have him.
What? Not have him? Who could refuse my Abie? Abie, my son?
Listen, then. Do you like Rosemary?
Well, this is the last right everything I've been saying here.
Do you want Rosemary for your daughter-in-law?
I want $1 million.
All right, I'll ask her. But you're sure you like her?
Yes, Solomon. You have been hard to please. I'll say that for you. Abie's brought home at least 1,000 girls. I've seen my own eyes with it.
But they are not Jewish.
Now listen, both of you. I want you to know that I'm not going to marry Rosemary because she's Jewish. I wouldn't care if she were Turkish.
Well, that wouldn't be so.
What I would care.
You mean to say, you don't love Rosemary for herself then?
Well, boy, I like a pretty belle for one day.
Well, then the longer you know her, the better you like her.
And the doctor said they've never seen a case like mine. My appendix was so small, barely fit. Oh, Papa here thought he was going to lose his mama. Didn't you, Papa?
Yes,
Rosie? Rosie! What's the matter? Don't you know your things?
Oh, I beg your pardon.
Rosie, I want you to meet Mr. Cohen, Mrs. Cohen's husband.
How do you...
Ain't she the same as I told you?
This is Rosie. Also, and it's a pleasure. I'm sure to meet you.
You know, Rosie, he was talking about you while you was out.
Oh, how lovely. What were you saying?
He was saying how lucky the man would be what got you.
Thank you.
If I were young enough, I'd try myself.
Oh, Mr. Levy, your blarney is wonderful.
But don't you say that boy to me. I don't allow that boy in this house.
Why?
I once had dealings with a man named Moiety, and what that man didn't do to me. Every time I hear that boy's blarney, it reminds me of that Irisher.
Then you don't like the Irish?
But you like the Irish, I'm asking you.
Dad, you don't have to get so excited about it.
I'm not excited. I'm asking, could you marry an Irishman?
No, I couldn't.
You marry a nice little Jewish boy but keeps his Yom Kippur, right?
I intend to.
You do that, Abie. She intends to. Ain't that nice?
Come on, Papa, we have to have supper.
Oh, you're staying here for supper. I should be letting you go home now.
Oh, but Solomon.
Shut up, Isaac. We heard someone he invited us.
Oh, thanks.
Mrs. Cole, don't you go in and tell Sarah. And if she don't like it, you can fix it yourself.
Sarah don't like it. She likes me. Ever since the operation, she likes to hear about it.
Tell her again. Looks like a party, yes?
Isaac, come here, Bones. I want you.
Maybe she's got another appendicitis.
Oh, I ain't so lucky.
Isaac, come here. I want you.
Mama, I'll bet you want something. I want you.
Oh, but old Rafferty.
Oh, you should let Sarah answer the door. He's spoiled.
But she can't hear the doorbell.
Well, then get somebody who can.
I'm discharged, Sarah.
Certainly.
Oh, I know, Abie. But if I discharge Sarah, she can't get another job.
Oh, Abie. He's such a dear.
Of course he is. So are you.
Don't cross Rosie. I kissed Abie's mom at the same day once.
Oh, Mr. Levy.
Sorry, Papa.
Oh, doctor.
Abie did it. Abie did it. Didn't he do it, Dr. Samuels? Didn't he did it?
What you talking about, Solomon?
Didn't you see the same thing what I saw here just now with Abie and Rosie?
You mean the kiss?
Yes, the kiss. Oh, such a happiness.
Oh, Mama!
Ah, Abie did it. Abie did it. Mama! There's Mama. Mama! Ah, Dr. Samuels. Abie.